Hey past friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Siphokazi S. I am an entrepreneur and a travel lifestyle and skincare content creator. And if you're a returning subscriber and a regular on this channel, then thanks so much for joining me once more. I really appreciate the love and the support. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, today I am coming at you guys with a university video, and this one is specifically for first years that are going to be starting their first year this year in 2022. And if you don't know, if you're new to my channel, I did my first year last year, and this year I'm going to be doing my second year in psychology, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. And all of these tips that I'm going to be giving you guys are going to be based on the whole academic side only, and not on like the holistic varsity life, because I've been at home like my entire first year because of COVID. So yeah, I'm only experienced on the academic side of things and not like actual varsity life and like partying and how to balance between having fun and learning and stuff like that. So all of my tips are basically just going to be academic based and things that you need to know before the academic year starts. And yeah, without wasting any more time, let's get straight. So the first tip I'm going to be giving you is be prepared. And if you see me looking down, I have my iPad here and I've written all of my notes in here. So yeah, the first tip I'm going to be giving you is be prepared. And by being prepared, I mean, first of all, let me just divide this into some subsections. First of all, you have to be prepared and basically just know all about your courses. And I feel like the most important thing that you have to know when it comes to your courses are your course codes. So course codes, they basically the codes that your specific or different courses are identified by in the whole university system. For example, I did anthropology, and anthropology wasn't necessarily called anthropology. It was called it was basically, the word anthropology was shortened as and then there was 1015A, if I'm not mistaken, and that was basically the code for the module that we did in first semester. So it was basically called Anth 1015A for first semester, and then in second semester I think it was Anth 1015B or Anth 1016, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you need to know your course codes. This is very important because in like when it comes to exam season, in your timetable and basically like your whole basic timetable, like everyday timetable, your courses are going to be listed by their codes. So you have to know with umabati and 1015, it means okay, it's time for anthropology, this module, this specific module. And if it's psych 1026 or something like that, then you know it's psychology semester 1 or whatever. So it's important for you to know these codes, because as I've mentioned, when it comes to exam season, the timetable that the university will give you will basically be a timetable for everyone. So you're gonna have to highlight your courses, well, at least advanced, that's what we did. You're gonna have to highlight your courses, and if you don't know your course codes, then you're definitely gonna mistake in your exam dates, and that's gonna be a mess. So I would recommend you cramming your course codes and just knowing them by heart. That's why it's just easier when you just know your course codes. Yeah, so that's that. And then the next thing is research about your courses. This is very important because first of all, you're getting into a new environment where you basically don't know anything about psychology. Like, you have an idea of what psychology is. Obviously, you're dealing with behavior and personality disorders and whatever, but I think it's also important to also read deep into, or just research deeply into what your course is basically all about, like all around, you know, because you will find there are some courses where you will have to apply a bit of maths or a bit of physics or a bit of biology. For example, in psychology, at some point in second semester, we were learning about the brain and structures of the brain and neurons, and we went deep into biology and life science basically, you know. So if you weren't prepared, or maybe in high school you didn't take any life science class, you would obviously be very lost, you know. So in order for you to avoid that confusion and that whole shock of why am I even learning about this, you know, I think it's important for you to do your research and just be prepared, you know, so that you can do maybe some background research in advance before starting with that section. And yeah, so definitely research about your courses. And there is information on, okay, I know with the VET's main website there is some information on all of these courses, and basically they just give you like a big description on what anthropology or what sociology is about. So I would advise you to check on your university's main website page, and or just conduct some general research, right? And then the next thing is have your books ready. I feel like this is a general thing that you should know, or that you should have already done at this point. Have your books ready, like, so that you know on the first day I am ready to write notes. I have a specific book that I'm going to be writing notes for psychology. And also, just to avoid confusion, have books for each course, so that you know, okay, little book lady, it's for psychology, this one is for sociology, this one is for anthropology, this one is for sign language. And you know what I personally did was I got some exam pads, so I would write in those exam pads, and then I would tear off the pages and then file them in specific files for each course. That way, you know, when I wanna like find my notes, I know it's in that file. Or when I wanna write my notes, I know okay, this is the book I'm gonna use. So yeah, it's just some general things that you should know, but I just thought I should just put it in them. And then the last point under preparation is be prepared mentally. And I don't mean to scare you guys or anything, but I just want you to know, in university, you are going to go-ish, plain and simple. That's just how it is. You will go through the most. You will have roller coaster rides, mentally, physically, spiritually. If you're not spiritually strong, you will definitely be uprooted. So if you're like a believer or you're a spiritual person, I would also advise you to I would advise you to start feeding yourself spiritually, you know, and being spiritually strong, so that you don't get uprooted. Because if your roots are weak, my sister and my brother, you will also go weak spiritually, you know. And I feel like also university in general is just a different it's a different environment, you know. So also you do have to generally be spiritually strong and know what works for you. If prayer works for you, then you have to pray a lot. And in terms of like mentally or with your mental health, you will also go through the most. I am not gonna lie to you. If you watched my first year update, I will link it somewhere on the screen or in the description box. But if you've watched my first year update, then you will know, even I myself, guys, I had never went through anything like that, like in terms of my mental health. And university, like the whole academic side of university, will definitely contribute 90% to your whole mental health declining and you feeling like giving up and all of that, because it's generally a lot, you know, and it's very taxing mentally and it's very draining, and it's going to make you feel like, why did I even sign up to do this? So just be prepared, so that when all of those emotions come, at least you would have expected it, and it's not gonna be a shocker, like as in like, wow, what is going on, you know. So also do prepare yourself mentally to go wish. Prepare all of your verses, all of your encouraging verses, write them down on the wall somewhere, so that when you are going through it, at least you have something to look at that's gonna give you some sort of strength. But yeah, that's that. And then the next tip I'm gonna give you is be organized. Have a schedule. Please, if you're not doing that for your own sake, please do it for mine. Please do it for my sake, because you will feel like you're going crazy. You will feel like the world is against you if you're not organized, and you will have no one to blame but yourself. Because why are you not organized? Why are you not organized? Why don't you have a study timetable? Why don't you have a schedule? You know, and in your schedule, I would advise you to have some time that is set apart for studying. Basically just studying, maybe like preparing for tests that are to come. And I would also advise you to have some time for reading your readings, because there's a lot of them and you will need some time apart for your readings. Like, I am not even gonna lie to you, I think in total you might have about let me not exaggerate, maybe like 500 pages of reading to do per course, or I don't know, but you'll have a lot of readings to do. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So also have some time apart for readings, so that you're always on top of your work, you're always on top of your game, you know what's going on. And also readings are very important because they are the basis of all of your tests, all of your assignments, all of your essays, all of your exams. They are the basis of all of it. So if you don't know your readings, you basically don't know anything. That's just how it is. So just set apart some time for readings, set apart some time for studying, be organized, have a schedule, know you know, assign a time for everything. That way you know you can be able to get everything done. You know, maybe like in a week or in a day, you're able to get your readings done, you're able to study, you're able to write your homeworks, your assignments, and everything like that. So definitely, for my sake and for your own sanity, be organized. And then the next tip is, do not be afraid to ask for help. Like, I feel like once you get to varsity, your pride is something that you just have to take off. Because if you're gonna be afraid to ask for help because you feel like, oh, but I'm gonna look dumb, or oh, but I'm gonna look like I don't know my work or whatever, then it's not gonna make sense. It's not gonna make sense, because if you don't understand, just ask, you know. And there's a lot of people to ask from. You can ask your classmates, you can ask your tutors, especially your tutors, you can ask your lecturers. Lecturers are usually very strict in terms of that. Like, for example, my lecturers last year, like, whenever we would ask something, they would tell you, they would basically shout at you, like, we're not spoon feeding you guys, you have all of your notes here, why don't you check that, you know. So they're usually very strict and very harsh. But still, if you need help, then just ask for help. Literally, an answer is always an ask away. That's just how it is. Ask for help. Don't be afraid you're gonna look dumb or you're gonna look like you don't know anything, because in reality, really, you're asking because you don't know, you know. And then the next tip is always submit your work on time. I feel like this might be very underrated, because it's something that people always know, okay, I need to submit my work on time. But when it comes to university, this is very important, because there's always a mark. Okay, not always, but most of the time there's a mark for on-time submission. So at the end of the semester, you're gonna have 3 points basically, just for submitting your work on time. And those points are important because they might be the difference between you passing and you failing, you know. So submitting your work on time, it also like offloads a lot of pressure off of you, because you're able to just rest and be at ease with, okay, this assignment has been done and edited and referenced, and I've submitted it now. I can chill, you know, I can kokumoya and just be grand. And also just to avoid doing things last minute and panicking, because when you do things like while panicking, you're bound to lose some sort of information, or get some incorrect answers and things that you could have gotten answers to, like if you did it on time, you know. So yeah, I would really 11 out of 10 advise you, if you're able to do things like even before the due date, then do it before the due date and submit before the due date, because when the due date comes, then you already know, oh, this is over and done with. I did it a long time ago, I submitted a long time ago, and now I'm at ease. you know. So, and then the last tip I am gonna give you guys is engage in tutorial discussions. I feel like this is personally where I flopped myself last year, because I wouldn't engage in tutorial discussions unless if it was anthropology, because I enjoyed anthropology, and most of the time with anthropology I would be on top of my work. I would know the readings, I would know what exactly was going to be discussed in that session, so it was easier for me to engage in those discussions. But I feel like tutorial discussions are very important, because that's basically where you can get the most help, because tutors are different from lecturers. Tutors are basically there to just help you pass, you know. So if you don't understand something, they're able to give you answers, they're able to help you maneuver through the work. Even when it comes to tests and assignments, they're able to help you prepare for all of your tests, and basically just guide your routine. When it comes to an essay, basically this is the structure that you're supposed to go with. They just give you tips and basically just help you pass. So if you're gonna be active in tutorial discussions, you're obviously gonna gain more information. You're gonna know, oh, this is actually like this, or oh, this is actually like this, you know. So don't take them for granted. Always make sure that you are active, you're always tuning into tutorials. And there's also a mark for tutorial participation, so it's basically also another free mark. And yeah, so guys, that is all I had to share with you in this video. I hope these tips are very useful, and I know when I started my first year, if I knew all of these things, I would have aced first year even more, you know. So I do hope that they help you. And please also subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. I am still on the road to 2K subscribers. And please also leave a like, because when you like my videos, the algorithm basically works in a way of routine. The more people like your video, the more other people will see your video on their YouTube feed. So by you liking this video, you will help my video to grow, and more people will be able to access this free information, because I'm basically giving you guys, you know, free information that is going to help you. And I want this video to be seen by as many first years as possible. And yeah, please leave a like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I will start doing this thing of posting comments on the screen, just to motivate people to, you know, to comment and to see their comments on my videos. So yeah, please also leave a comment. If you don't know what to say, just leave a fruit, your favorite fruit, just leave a fruit in the comments section, sorry. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.